Good afternoon. Good afternoon, YouTubers. This is Stock Market Caddy, and today is February 1st. February 1st at about high noon. And we're once again giving you an opportunity to see what we're up to, see what we're doing. And for those that might be passing by either now or later, it's your opportunity to ask any questions. So that's why we do the YouTube sessions. We're toying with the idea that, and we'll start spreading the word that we're going to do these YouTube sessions at probably high noon. Um, I want to be careful about committing to doing it every day, but if we do them, it'll probably be at the same time. It'll be at noon, and it'll be for probably no more than an hour. And ask their questions as the interest might grow. It's been very limited, and we get that. Trading in the markets, the way that we trade in the markets is not for everyone. We know that, and that's fine. So we're not saying and suggesting that everybody should be doing this. We did start with a beginning balance of 25,000 on Sunday night. We had an account drawdown. We went with a particular strategy that we're fond over, but it didn't really work out that well. We had a drawdown of maybe about $2,000 at one point, mostly about 1,500. And then we made it a decision to change gears and go to this strategy in this tool that we call SMC Stock Market Caddy Trade Tracer. And that's what we're doing. And Trade Tracer's done a beautiful job for us, and has cleaned up that drawdown. And we're very close to ending our trading for the week, right? We don't trade every minute of every day, and Sunday to Friday. We're looking to wrap up our trading as early as possible, and we're up over 30,000 now in the account, so we're plus $5,200 for the week. Very fine week. And what we'll do is transfer funds out of our trading account and restart again on Sunday night at 25,000, and try to do it again. Do we do it every single week? No, no. But we certainly try. If you have any questions about who we are, what we're doing, by all means. But you got a glimpse of this is Trade Tracer. I guess I should put the name in down below. We have over 70 trading programs. Spoke with a very nice gentleman last evening, and he's like, Don, seriously, he said, do you really think that any one person's going to use 70 programs? No. It was actually a very good question, very honest question. And but the thing of it is we don't throw anything away. And so no. But you have them there to choose from. And so it's SMC, but you're watching SMC, which is Stock Market Caddy, SMC Trade Tracer. And that little stinker hit. Oh, okay. I made a mistake. Our members know what it is. You know what I did? I had a chart trading tool on here, and I took the chart trading tool on, but the order must have remained in the system, and it just took us out. But all right, well, that's fine. I would have liked to have stayed in it. They know that. We're not going to go back in. I could. I'm not going to do that up here, but she is breaking out really. What a shame. Shoot. So I made a tactical mistake as I was punching up YouTube. It happens. So we're done for the week. Our weekly goal has been hit, and weekly goal has been hit. Net, I can give you some numbers. net 5,464. And let's give you the profit factor and everything. So, whoa, shoot, dang it. Getting sloppy here, Donald. Let me back that up. You do it again here. Weekly goal has been hit, and that weekly goal is 5,000, our net 5,464. The profit factor, let's give you let me run a report here from TradeStation, which we can do. Bear with me. Let me go get the date. So that was on the 28th. What a shame that got hit, but we left some money on the table on that. Hopefully our members are still on it. I can tell you we cleaned up our profit too. So today, since midnight, mostly this morning, we're running a profit factor of 1.62. And let's go back and get the week. Let's see if we can get that. Yeah, it's perfect. Yep, and we're right on it. That's exact. So let me tell you what we've done. This is a weekly profit factor. Comfortable, not the best, but comfortable. Was 1.44. And not that it matters, but I know what you want. Doesn't matter to us too much, but how many trades? Now, some of these, well, many of these were fully robotic, some mechanical. 65 total trades. And the win loss was 40%. So we lost 6 out of 10 times. What a drag, huh? It's okay. Weekly profit factor 1.44, total trades. And what else might you want to know? Let me know. The average winning trade was $693. The average losing trade, $322. I want to know my time in market. That's kind of important to me. Percent of time in the market was fairly high. Time in market was 53%. And let's see here. There we go. All right. So you need any other, but that is a shame. Look at that breakout there. That is, man, we were in it. I made an error. We had a profit stop that we placed when the trade went in with a chart trading tool. I closed out the chart trading tool and I neglected to see that the order remained on the matrix at TradeStation, and it took us out. It probably cost us several hundred more dollars. So I would have liked for the folks at YouTube to see that one running, but we're done. We're done, and I'm happy to answer any questions. And I'm going to let you watch. I'm going to take a short break. There's not too many folks here, so we're going to let you watch. And I will be back. Let me make a note. I'm going to let you watch. And if you have any questions, it's your opportunity. And let me do this. I'll be back. Dawn, be back at probably about 12:30 or so. Any questions? Enjoy. We'll let you watch. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry about that. We punched you up and then I had to step aside. But it's really your opportunity to ask questions. Let me just erase this little marker and share with you, if you don't know already what you're looking at. This is Swing Machine from stockmarketcaddy.com. It's one of 70 proprietary indicators, strategies, show me studies, robots, radars. Um, but this is our flagship, so we like to use this all the time. This week we try to start of late with a beginning balance on Sunday nights at $25,000. You don't have to have that much capital to to trade futures. You don't. If you're trading stocks in the United States and you're trading them in what they call intraday, or what they call a pattern day trader. A pattern day trader has such a bad connotation. Ooh, day trader. Oh, you don't want to be one of those. Well, we're an intraday trader, but if you are a patterned day trader, meaning you put on more than 5 trades in a week, you will get flagged by the government, by the brokerages who enforce the rules as a patterned day trader. And if you are a patterned day trader, you must keep in your stock account a minimum of $25,000 or they'll freeze you up. Um, Now there are of course things that one can do. If you trade options, that doesn't apply, and if you're trading futures, it doesn't apply either. And we've been starting the week at 25,000 to trade futures, a mini contract. Just don't hold me to these numbers exact, but because I don't, we're more than adequately capitalized. If I needed other capital, I could. But 25 is a nice number because if we trade the NQ outside of intraday business hours, the necessary original margin is at about 19,000, which is a little over, not a little, but it's over where one should be for an account that size. But the trading that we're doing, even outside hours, is all machined. It's being run by a machine, not even, freehand. Um, so we're pretty disciplined in the trades are machined. But during the day, during the intraday, then the necessary original margin on a mini contract on the NQ, which uses the most, is about $1,900. But we don't abuse it, right? So we're more than adequately capitalized, but we're not putting on, like, 5 of them. I mean, we certainly could, but we don't. And so that is, and then, you got to have the original margin. And that's between the hours, I think, like 9 and 4. Again, don't hold me to it. And it may vary from brokerage to brokerage, but they all more or less do very something comparable. It's very generous of them, very nice of them. Um, and what I was going to say is that, so we did have an account drawdown when we started on Sunday night. We started out with a particular program and we ran it for 2 days. The market was really stingy, and we had an account drawdown. We took the count down to like 23,000, about 2 grand. We're down about 2 grand, maybe a little bit under briefly, and then back, and then mostly down about 1,500. And then on Tuesday night at about 11 p.m., we decided to make a change, expecting a little higher degree of volatility, and to get back on a beta strategy that we call SMC Trade Tracer, which is, you're only seeing a fraction of what we can see, and you can see this here now. And it's done a beautiful job. We've been trading it both robotically and mechanically, meaning robotic. We're asked all the time, what do you mean, Don, robotic and mechanical? What are you talking about there? And I'll just take a minute to explain how we define it. Most people begin trading in the markets, and the bar to admission is very low. Anybody who can fog a mirror, can fund an account, can, anoint themselves a trader and start trading, buying and selling, selling and buying. And um, there that most people start in a box that we call discretionary trading. And that is they're trading what they see, what they hear, what they think. They may pick up Steve Neeson's book on candles and their stochastics and MACDs, and they start doing that sort of thing. And you can be a very good discretionary trader, during the course of a year, putting on several trades a month and be very, very good at it. And you should be. Where the problem comes up is somebody does that, they're fairly successful doing it, and then they extrapolate and say, well, you know what, if I quit my job and I trade like that during the day, intraday, I'm gonna, make 10 times the number and I'm gonna be done. That is where the problem crops up, because some of those discretionary skills are fine around a daily swing basis or a weekly swing basis. But as you drop down into an intraday or become more active, it doesn't hold up. The systems don't hold up, the person doesn't hold up, and they wind up making a huge donation to the brokerages. What we try to do is, during what we call the Q school, is to work with a person and first understand what it is they've been doing as a discretionary trader, if they know. And they may be just needing a little bit of help around the edges, or they may need a complete overhaul. But it's really, really important to have good discretionary skills because it helps with the overall confidence. But after a few days of that, we'll discuss it and show and point to that. But then we try to move the person to the realm of mechanical trading. Mechanical. What's mechanical trading? Mechanical trading is teaching them first swing machine, how we trade it mechanically, and they shadow the trades. So for instance, just looking at this, if you had taken the ES long 82 minutes ago with a mini contract using $1,900 of margin at 11:32, yes, you'd be up 1,500 bucks. But they need to learn what this is doing and learn what they're doing and then learn the tools around that. And they're trading mechanically. That is, they're shadowing a good mechanical trading system that is being presented, or the trades presented to them by the computer. By the way, this does not use moving averages and stochastics and MACDs. It just doesn't. Nothing wrong with those things. They're fine for discretionary around the edges, but day in and day out, they're not going to get it done for you. And good luck with the candle reading. Okay. The candles, they have their place, but that is like 1970s stuff, truly. It's like the 1970s. So anybody, opening up a candle book and high closed dojis, low closed dojis on an intraday basis is probably going to drive themselves crazy. That just isn't the market today. And by the way, if you took oil short just 17 minutes ago, you'd be up 2,100 bucks. That's what that is. So that happened in the span of when we turned this on. So that is mechanical trading, and we work with a person, and you've got to hone that constantly. You got to hone it, and you can be a really, really good mechanical trader, and you can stay in that realm. It's okay. However, over time, as you're trading mechanically, it can get pretty boring. It can get pretty monotonous. It can be a lonely endeavor. We had a call from one of our members just yesterday, and it's like, Don, I just got a call and I just got to talk to you. He made like about $15,000-$20,000 in a couple of days, and it's like I'm ecstatic. I just got to call and tell somebody, and which is, I'm not gonna say who it is, but I understand what that is, and he wants to call and talk to another trader, and he's got a hell of a profit factor, and it's great. It's great. and I fully, appreciate where he's, been and where he's going and all that. So but otherwise it's pretty lonely, right? And it's in part why, we Susan and I decided to even do stockmarketcaddy.com. And so um but having good mechanical skills is very important. But in time it can become boring and just that mechanical. So you want the golf swing, a person's, learning, when you're learning how to equate this to golf, you're learning how to play golf, you got to have the right stance, you got to have the right posture, you got to have the right grip, you got to do, all these different things. And in the beginning, you have to think about it, right? You have to, you're like, okay, do I have all this? And it feels mechanical, and it may even look mechanical. And but you can play very, very good golf, good mechanical golf with good sound fundamentals, right? Any sporting event. But you want it to feel more natural. And that's where we try to move the person from the realm of mechanical to robotic, where the machine is hitting the golf balls. Now, you can't do that on the golf course, at least not in competitive golf. You can't bring a machine onto the golf course to hit them. Although there are machines today that can do that, but they'll be cheating. And even in the market, they didn't, years ago, they didn't let them bring in handheld computers at all into the market. Um, Casinos don't let you bring in technology into the casinos, right? In the games of chance. And this is not a game of chance. There's a difference between games of chance and what we're doing. We're playing a game of probabilities, and there's a big difference. If you don't understand the difference, I'm happy to have that discussion with you, but there is a big difference. And if you don't understand that, it's important that you do. And we can bring this tool back into place, and we can really see the momentum. Bad moon rising. Bad moon if you're short. Good moon, look at that moon, just boom. That's the price action right there. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. That is what we mean by mechanical and then robotic. However, just because the machine is putting trades in and taking them out doesn't mean that you can't intervene mechanically and take it. It's just that when you start using the robot, though, your trading, like a golf swing, becomes more fluid. It looks more fluid. It looks easier. It is easier. And if ever you've looked at a really good golfer and his swing looks effortless, that's where in the hands, these tools in the hands of a really good trader, it'll become effortless. It'll just look like ridiculously easy. It is easy for that person, but they've worked, their hands, have calluses on them. They've hit so many golf balls. So the same is true. And they've gone through all these different emotions, and we can describe the emotions, and we can discuss them and chat and brace you and create an awareness. But you'll still have to go through them, unfortunately, and they're not, hopefully not painful, debilitatingly painful. We don't want that, and we have some tips around that. But we understand what those are. You true rest assured, we understand. Um, and then we want to get the person into the realm of what we call robotic hedging. Now, we don't demonstrate that a whole lot on YouTube. We probably should. I'm not sure we're going to do it next week. I keep alluding to it, and that's when we're trading multiple markets, multiple time frames, or multiple systems against each other, or sometimes on the same. And we do that as a hedge. We're hedging and reducing the account volatility. All that described, what I have to be certain of for you is to understand that these trading robots are not the iRobot. You don't plug it into the wall, and just go to the dog park and expect, the money to, to be in your account. You need to be monitoring and have the skill set to manage them. And it's very, very important. So I don't want to give anyone, so that we always use the term robot assisted trading, robot assisted. In a previous life, I worked with well, not directly, but I had the opportunity to sit into what they call a surgical robot from Intuitive Surgical, hell of a device, multi-million-dollar device. It's you sit in it like a cockpit, and it's really, really incredible, right? Because that was my background previously was surgical stuff. Now I could operate the robot. I could pick things up and move them around and stuff like that, but I couldn't do, surgery on you using the robot. Not a good idea. And a nurse couldn't do it too, although she might be able to operate it. You need to be a surgeon to operate that robot. The name of the company, by the way, is called Intuitive Surgical, ISRG. We made our first investment in Intuitive Surgical, ISRG, when it was trading at $35 a share. And and I made, I can say this, I've made more money investing before we became active traders. I made more money investing in surgical and medical companies than I did working for the companies that I was working for, teaching surgeons how to work with some of the latest instruments, because I was in that environment, which I um, um, digress for a moment. And the people that I trained to do that too, I always told them, please, please pay attention to what's going on around you. Please pay attention, because we may be, seeing a procedure done or something done that, they're not working with our stuff, they're working with someone else's, and you might be able to make an investment. And that is exactly how I became aware of Intuitive Surgical. It's also how I became aware of a company who's since got bought and bought and bought. And their first company was called Inamed, INMD was the symbol. I forget now who they're owned by. We've since closed out of the shares, but they were putting on what they call lap bands on obese people. And we were also doing work around bariatric surgery, they call it. And I'm like, wow, that is really cool, doc. I don't want to mention the doc's name. I'm like, and he's like, yeah, isn't it, Don? And the procedure only took like about a half an hour, no more than an hour, and it was a beautiful little procedure. And I wasn't even out of the hospital yet. And this is in like the late 90s, maybe. Yeah, I think it's late 90s. And and I was on the phone and getting the details on the company. And I ultimately and I was actually filling in. It wasn't the surgeon who was doing the procedure, wasn't one of my surgeons. I was filling in for somebody. And I ended up seeing him a few years later, the same surgeon, at a conference. And I said, Doc, I can't thank you enough. And he's like, "Oh, what for, Don?" And I said, "Well, you remember that day I was in?" And he's like, "I can't really say that I do, but." And I said, "You and I were having a discussion, and I said before I left the hospital, I bought quite a few shares in Inamed." And he just thought, I was like, "Oh, good for you, Donald." um, so I share the story is just being aware of what's going on, have some situational awareness of what's going on around you. And it can come from the craziest places. I didn't expect to even talk about this too, because we do invest. I love investing in these sorts of things, though. There was another time, and true story, true. I'm flying back from Cincinnati. We spent a lot of time in Cincinnati, Ohio. Company had like almost a whole hospital workup up there. And and I'm flying back, and a business person was beside me, and he's got this set of headphones on. He's got this little white box, and he's like plugging it in, and I'm like, what do you got? Do you mind me asking? I'm like, "Come on, what is that?" He goes, "Oh, it's an iPod." Yeah, an iPod? The hell's an iPod? He goes, "Whoa." He goes, "My daughter's." He goes, "It holds your music." I'm like, "Really? Can I listen to that for a minute?" And he's like, "Yeah, plug it in." He's showing me, we had the little circular wheel and all that stuff. I'm like, "Who the hell makes that?" "Apple." I said, "They're still in business?" "Yeah." "Oh, this thing's going to be great. I'm telling you, it's great. It's great. It's really, really good." I'm like, damn. So I came home, and Susan was now out of her stuff. She wasn't traveling anymore, and she was teaching yoga and stuff. And say, "Hey, Susie, how do you um I was asking her how she kept like all her musical files. I forget how she even did it. I don't even think it was on a phone yet. I don't think we had smartphones then. And so I said, I described it to her, and I said, "I'm going to get you that." So I got her the iPod. I didn't move on the shares right away. I got Susan the iPod and she got to using it. It's like, Donnie, this is like really, really good. I'm like, okay, great. So we ended up getting some shares of Apple. I didn't get I obviously didn't get enough. I didn't know what was coming. Um, so just we're doing our thing here day in and day out. We just went from having, good moon rising now to bad moon falling, right? Bad moon, obviously we want to be short here. This is a beautiful, beautiful tool. This is what we call trade ball. This is all of these little dots here. I know they're pretty to look at, but they're a mathematical formula. They have a value. Every one of these little dots has a value, and there's all sorts of things that we're gearing up to do to capture these values and to trade this robotically. So and we are diversified in what we do, right? We trade intraday, primarily futures because they're liquid. We swing trade options because the risk is defined, and we do invest, right? We do invest, and could be in real estate, could be in companies, but we will. And so we're diversified in that respect, and I think that's all good. And we can use these systems for whatever it is we're doing. The interval is all. And I was talking to a very nice gentleman. Hopefully he's listening today. I was talking to him last night, and sounded like a very nice young fellow and pretty sophisticated too. And he was new, and he was describing, and we got into a discussion of around the subject of quantitative trading or algorithmic trading, and his focus wanted to be in crypto, right? So we could do this in crypto too, right? If you have the exchange, and we can do it with the Bitcoin and all of that. So it really doesn't matter. Long story short, though, what you want to know is we started the week at 25,000 on Sunday. We had a drawdown. The account drew down to about 20, just under 23. We make the change, and now our trading, we are done for the week. A weekly goal for this account is approximately 5,000, and we hit it, 5,464. So we opted make a management decision to turn the systems off. They're still running, but we're done. The weekly profit factor was 1.44, fairly narrow, and I attribute that to the robot that we were running the first 2 days. It didn't do, it was trading a lot, and it didn't do that great. It's a particular program I like. We will come back to it, but it just didn't run well for those 2 days. We had a total number of trades, 65. Now, these would have been predominantly robotic, but also mechanical. Our win-loss ratio was 40%. Now you may think, if you're new to trading, is we lose 60% of the time. You would probably turn tail and run. If anybody told you that. But you might be throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Win-loss ratios are not important. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't. It feels good to have a 60, 70, 80%, but for what we're running, but you got to, I want to emphasize that, because the inverse of that, of course, is meaning we're losing 6 out of 10 times. Time in the market was a little bit high. We've run other systems. Oops, what happened there? We have other systems that I don't know how and why I did that, but I didn't mean to do that. We have other systems that are less time in the market. So we're time in the market was about 53%. We are I don't know how I did that, but I did. I just wanted to bring that down so you could see it, but in regardless, so we are done for the day. If you have any questions about who we are, what we're about, I'm going to encourage you to visit the website. And if you still have questions after you've done that, and you want to give us a call, we're happy to chat with you. If you want to become a monthly member, it's $100 a month, month to month, no big deal, no pressures. You want to do that. And probably a good idea. We've had annual members be monthly members for years, and then decide, yeah, you know what, Don, I'm ready. I got the time, I got the capital, and I'm ready to get going. What we will do on, I know where I was going to go, is on Sunday now. We will draw this account down. We will transfer out $5,400. Susie will do that, transfer it into other accounts, and we'll begin on Sunday night at 25,000. And we'll try to do it again. And maybe we'll do a little bit better or a lot better. But what we don't want to have are negative outliers. We don't want to have negative outliers. And so we start out, kind of small, and get moving, get some wood in the trade, and then try to get done each and every day early and get the week done. So our trading for the week is done. I hope yours is done. If it isn't, feel free to give us a shout. All right. So we're on a bit of a delay. It is now 1 o'clock. We're going to try to do, these live sessions. I'm not going to commit to every day, but if we do them, it'll be at noon. That's what we're going to do. And it'll be for about an hour. So we're wrapping up. I'm going to let you have another minute or two. If you got a question, I've been kind of beating my gums here. If you got any questions, let us know. And then in a couple of minutes, we'll need to shut down and be available for our members. Enjoy. Have a great rest of the week. There are 24 trading days in a month, 24 if you when you're trading futures, including Sunday nights. So if you take Fridays off, which we usually like to do, if you make $100 a day, it's 2,000 a month. And 200, it's 4,000. In this week, on this account, it's 5,400. You put together, 15 to 20 of those weeks, you're going to have a whole different outlook on a whole lot of things. And your confidence is going to be, your confidence is going to get to a place, and it's something that I can't give anybody. I can give you the insights. I can make you aware of things that you've maybe never even thought of, make you aware of things that you don't even know exist if you're a new trader. There just are. There's so much. And during the 3+ weeks, of the Q School, we need to spend ideally about an hour together every day for 3 weeks. And we had a gentleman last night say, "Hey, can I skip that? Can I just become an annual member?" And the answer to that is no. And we know that retards our membership and slows things down. But that's just the way it is. There's just too much to and when we had the conversation, in fairness to him, we're asking different questions. There's just a lot of things that you just don't know, and including him. There were things we're just trying to make him aware of things you don't know. And so we even though that we would have probably have many more members if we let people clip through that, um, they just wouldn't know what to run, how to run, what to expect, and it wouldn't be pretty. And we don't think it would be a responsible thing to do. So we're not likely ever to do that. And we don't sell individual. We get this all the time. Can I just buy a swing machine? Can I just buy this? Can I just buy that? Nope. No, no, it's all or nothing because programs will come in and out of favor, and we're not going to be um, doing that either, right? So it's kind of an all or nothing deal, and it has to be something you really, really want to do. And if you're seeing the trading as a means to an end, you probably want to consider doing something else. There's maybe easier ways to make money. Um, I think, whatever it is you're doing, I think, you want to be doing I think it's a good idea if you can, to be doing what it is you want to do, because I think you just do a better job at it. And when I was doing my surgery thing, it was a different stage of my life. It was earlier, and I still have a fondness of it, oddly enough, but I really, really did enjoy it. I really, really did. I was very well paid, very well compensated, and all of that. That certainly helped, but I wasn't doing it just for the money. I really, really enjoyed what I was doing, and I really, really felt that it was, it was good for the surgeons, it was good for the patients, it was good for the hospitals, and I also felt very good. And but there just comes a time when things change in life. It's like, what, I don't want to sit on airplanes anymore, and I don't want to be, and so there's always hopefully always something new. I think if a person is finishing, whether it be high school or college, and saying, "Hey, that's it, I'm done," we see all these TikTok videos. It's kind of amusing to me. There was one of a young lady in fantasy. She's like, I can speak three languages, and I have a degree, a communications degree, and I have what was her other degree in acting, and I can't get a job. Like, okay, figure it out. Figure it out. Um, so I think if you're doing, if acting is her passion, you know, she should be pursuing that with all her vigor. And maybe she's got to, eat very little to learn, right? Whatever that profession is. So, any case, I wish everyone the best on YouTube. Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna shut down YouTube. Good luck, everybody. We'll try to see you maybe tomorrow around midday.